If you have ever asked God for, or even if you're not even sure about God, if you've ever wished for or hoped for or felt like you needed a miracle, in about 15 seconds, I'm gonna ask you to raise your hand, but I wanna tease this out a little bit. I mean, going all the way back to high school, because you're driving home and you're way after curfew and you're saying, you're bargaining with God, God, I need my parents to be asleep, and I know they're not asleep, but if you could just make them pass out and go to sleep, you know, all the way, or maybe it was more serious than that. Maybe in high school, you were praying that God would get your parents back together. Please bring my mama home, bring my dad home. Maybe you just, God, you know what, please put my family back together. You know, God, I need a miracle. I need her to say yes. And I realized, like, she's way out of my league. She doesn't even know I exist, but I'm gonna go for this anyway. Or maybe it was that job. God, I know I'm not even qualified. There are better candidates, but I need that job. I need a miracle. Maybe you prayed at some point for a financial miracle, and it was really a miracle because you kind of dug your own hole, but you're like, God, if you'll just do a miracle financially for us, I promise I'm gonna do better. But it's gonna take something supernatural. Maybe you prayed for years because you wanted to have a baby, and you were told it's just not gonna happen for you as a couple, and you're like, God, you can do anything. We want a miracle. Maybe you prayed for a miracle because you prayed that the diagnosis that you feared wouldn't be the diagnosis you're about to get, and everything just looked bleak, 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 and the next day or the next week you were gonna find out, and you're like, God, please not that. Or maybe you prayed for a miracle, not for you, but for somebody you love, maybe a younger brother or younger sister, maybe a parent or a grandparent. So if at any point in your life, even if it was back when you were more of a believer than you are now, but you're like, yeah, back then, or maybe it could be current. If you've ever asked God for a miracle or just hoped for a miracle, even if you weren't sure there was a miracle worker, would you be so bold as to raise your hand? Mine's up, yeah.